So today we're digging in Stair Quarry, and this is where they found some important nano-tyrannus fossils, including a jaw. The thing about this quarry is that the fossils, they tend to be clustered together, and there are spaces between those clusters. So it can be hard to define the edge of this fossil bed. So we're extending the quarry to try to find out if there are more fossils in several directions.
Half day, so they're going to dig there. We're going to work on this next.
Yep, that's great.
I just don't know how useful it is to go that way at this point.
Instead of moving this thing, we can recover that area.
Well, no, because we have to dig here now, and we're going to have to expand this way. So that, because he was saying if we didn't find anything at all, then we could just keep those bits up. So I wish we could do it the easy way.
Well, we're interested in seeing how many different species are out here, and finding nano is pretty exciting. So since we did find several nanofossils here, it would be nice to add to the collection of fossils to find out more about Nanotyrannus. The Nanotyrannus fossils are not common, and they're important because there aren't many of them. And so to find them here it's a valuable contribution to the research. And I think that's really the main purpose of this quarry.
The weather has been a challenge because 2 nights ago I thought it was going to freeze to death. I woke up in the middle of the night and it was so cold I couldn't believe it. Just have to hang in there, and the goal is to collect bones, and so we have to think of the goal. At the end of the day, I'm often so dog tired that I just thankfully retreat to my tent, and that's it. That's the end of the day. Let the kids play.
Textbook quadrate. It's all there too. That is beautiful. You did an amazing job. It is all there. There's not a single broken piece. Or at least there's nothing recently broken.
I think I broke this one, but I
Shh.
Okay.
It looks great. No, that is amazing. That could be our best quadrate. Starting to come apart. Getting too excited with it. We need some glue here. Can I see the one in the book? So this book is some of the best specimens we had to make our book ID book out of. Now look at that one compared to yours. So this would have been the curve.
Okay.
Yours kind of blows that one away. Good job. You all been working hard.
Thank you.
During the day, I was thinking to skip it because I was in Iceland, so we could go horseback riding, and I was like on the back of the horse, and somebody told me before that the horse can feel everything what you feel, and we have a phrase in Hungary that the horse has 4 legs, still it can fall. And I was thinking about that, and at that moment I just fell off the horse. So I thought that I can't even go up to the horse, but it was alright.
Okay, here. Now I don't have to get up at 4:30.
Makes it easier.
Okay, that's...
I was just gonna go get the dirt and stuff out of them. Yeah, I have nothing to do, so may as well. So I came here 2 years ago. I wasn't sure what it would be like. I mean, digging for a month sounded like it wouldn't be too interesting, but I was up for anything. So I decided to come, but when I came it was like completely different than what I expected. I was so amazed. Everyone here was extremely intelligent and friendly and helpful, and it was like an isolated little piece of heaven. Like, that was probably the happiest place I've ever been in and stuff. So I was really impressed with the camp here.
We did a series of tests.
Which is way too early.
4:45.
Big difference.
35 by the time I got started with that.
So pretty much all we're doing, they took all the bones back from the quarries and they listed whether they thought it was the highest priority or if we should do the other ones first and leave it lower, or just never work on them because they're really junky. So we just came through and organized them in the boxes according to what that was and just wrote down the date in the box. So that's basically all we were doing, was sorting them out here.
These will be put on a board, and then they'll be foamed or with insulation, and then wrapped in bubble wrap. And when all that's hardened and dry, at this point I'm basically recording the bones as they come in and putting them in boxes or distributing them. And she was helping me by reading them off, so I don't have to do it myself.
I teach biology and technology half-time at North Dallas Adventist Academy in Richardson, Texas. Many times teachers will make the mistake of behaving as if they're the most knowledgeable in the room. I know that I'm not the most knowledgeable in the room.
Okay, go.
I know that there are questions that every teacher has about the content that they present. And when you have a student like Lisa, who is widely read, who is very analytical, it can be intimidating because the questions that she asks are often questions that professors have not come up with answers for. Lisa is a very adventurous soul, and she is extremely gifted. Whatever she decides to pursue, she is going to be successful in it. When I look at her, I can see it in her eyes. I know her long enough to know that she is just a little computer that is absorbing data and is placing it in little boxes and making sure that she has made the right connections. By the end of this time, Lisa will have begun to analyze how we could have done what we do here more efficiently. She is so gifted that it's almost intimidating for anyone who is her teacher. It's intimidating for me. I can speak for myself. And so I feel like my job with managing her academic process is exposing her to as many diverse opportunities for her to determine where she's going to go, what she's going to do. Because as I said before, and I can't reiterate it enough, Lisa will be extremely successful in whatever she attempts. Every student, because they're human beings, has the same kind of human needs. The need for a positive language. And especially with Lisa, who is an international student from Vietnam, when you don't have your parents here, I take a special interest in making sure that I give each of the students daily a pat on the back, just an arm around the shoulder, some kind of positive speak that I imagine their families would have with them on a daily basis. And I believe that it has strengthened our connection.
Riding a horse, it was the best part of the whole experience.
It's 9.
Okay.
Play this the same.
Do you know anything about the game?
I have no idea.
Okay, so basically he's going to put down, you can put down as many cards as you want as long as it's the same number. Set up to where they have 12s, 12s, 10, 10s, etc. So when you get down to 1, no one can beat that because you only have 1 card, right? So there's nothing lower than 1. So it reversed it. It's kind of odd. Well, you have the most of the 12s because you have the number of whatever you have. So you have 12, 12s, 11, 11s, etc. So I met Judit, and she's a lot of fun. We loved her from the first day here. She's teaching me Hungarian words, so that's a lot of fun. Her English is great. We were amazed. She said she hadn't had that much practice, even though she's been learning it since high school. She learned most of it when she went abroad to another country for a month, so she's doing really well.
Can they take anything?
They can go with anything, but you can't put them along.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's a good point to bring up. Don't be left with those.
Okay.
Porque tienes toda la confianza.
He's got a good game.
Yeah, exactly.
No veo a propósito, está bien.
Yes.
Oh,
okay.
Ni modo.
2 jokers.
No, ni modo. Solo tú y yo.
What's really feeling? Oh man, I knew it. I told you.
Can you go?
How many times did you play?
Oh, did you go?
Oh, just one. Yeah, sorry.
One evening or something.
You only played once?
Yep.
She won. She won. Yeah, she. Okay. Win? Yeah? Okay.
You're done?
I can't believe it. A lot of it, like, it's half and half. And I thought I was bad.
I check if I can have something.
Okay.
Gar's a different type of quarry, and it has a different type of bone bed. So the bone bed itself is actually from about right here to just right down there where Mike is working, just below him. So it's only about 1.5 feet thick, and we find a different mix of things here than we find in other parts of the ranch. So I think Lisa has a better way for it. We find a lot of gar scales from like this really big fish, fish vertebrae, croc vertebrae and teeth. And we found last year a student from Southern actually found a mammal jaw, a partial mammal jaw with teeth on it, which was a really nice find. And so we just want to do some more exploring here and see what else we can come up with.
It's probably because it's weathered so badly.
That is so cool, right?
Yeah. And the thing is still pretty sharp. That's why the fact that it's super moist. It's like it has, I don't know why.
If I can't find the habitat,
I think that finding more mammal teeth would be nice, but we're happy finding pretty much anything that's interesting.
He's already gone.
You find a lot of small stuff here, and you find a lot of things at one time. So everybody here, like right now, has like probably 5 or 6 things they need to GPS pretty soon. So yeah, it's all interesting. I don't know when they opened GAR. It was before I started coming consistently, but it's I believe it's been open since before 2010, so quite a while. It can take a long time to dig here because you can dig in a 1 foot by 1 foot little square, and you can probably find like 50 things there in that tiny square. So I think we're going to be here digging for the rest of the season, and it's been open almost every year since I started coming back in 2010. So they are working it a little bit at a time every season. I think they want to kind of analyze what that convergence of layers means, and they need to do some thinking before they decide which direction we would dig. So they don't want to keep us digging for no reason. So they thought it'd be a lot more productive to move up here where we already have the bone bed established and we know which direction we're going. So yeah, so I found out that I am going to have a baby, and so I was worried at first, how that would work with coming to the dig, because this is a lot of work. It's not easy. It's hard work, long days. So, but when I realized that it was going to be my 5th month, second trimester, and I talked to my doctor, and he said, well, that's the time that you're going to have the most energy, so you should take advantage of it. If it hadn't been month 5, I might have thought twice about it, but I was excited that I was still able to come, and next year will be a different story. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm sure I'll make it for at least part of it.
We had some land growing up. I grew up with a single mother. I never met my father in my life. I don't know what the reasons were that I never met him, but I just didn't. was told he's a science teacher like me, and he loved animals. That's what my mom said. She was great. She never told me, no, don't touch that, or stay away from that snake. It was always like, be safe. But if that's what interests you, you know, I'm all about it. Every Sabbath after church, we go hiking at the lake, or go out to our land and flip rocks, or go look for snakes, or go fishing. There were times in our house where we'd have like 10 aquariums everywhere, and each one would have a different lizard or a snake in it. So I started to associate nature with the Sabbath, and that was one of my favorite things about Saturdays and the Sabbath. And that's how I connect with God, through nature, and let my mom, you know, fuel that passion I had. Hi everyone, it's Dr. Jared Wood. If you've been enjoying watching The Dig and you'd like to know more about paleontology, I'd like to invite you to watch the lecture series we offer. Our own Dr. Chadwick goes into depth about topics pertaining to origins, radiocarbon dating, the fossil record, and dinosaur systematics. It's an amazing lecture series that you do not want to miss.